The series opens with a man chained in the bowels of the amphitheater of Capua, awaiting his turn to be executed. He then flashes back to his village in Thrace where the villagers, he among them, are discussing the appearance of a Roman soldier, Claudius Glaber, who has come to ask for their help in battle against Mithridates. Despite Rome, this treaty was sparked by the Thracian. He returns home to his wife, Sura. They speak of a happy, peaceful future together, without the attacks from the barbarians. The next morning, Sura reveals that the god spoke to her in her dreams, showing her husband kneeling before a red serpent. She asks him not to leave, saying that if he does, he will be led to great and unfortunate things. Still, he decides to leave despite her warnings and ties a purple ribbon around her leg, so that she can keep his memory close in the time he is away. Sura tells him to kill them all. He agrees. For you, the Thracian men march to battle against the advancing barbarians. The war quickly develops into a predictable formula. The Thracians always take the front lines and endure the brunt of the enemy's statics, while the Romans arrive late, chasing off the stragglers. One evening, there is dissatisfaction in the Thracian camp, and talk of leaving due to the Romans' lack of commitment to their cause. The Thracian reminds them that they gave their word to help, and this sparks a fight with Drenus, a fellow soldier. The two are caught by the Romans and sent to scout for enemies as punishment. Glaber returns to his tent to find his wife, Ilithia, waiting for him. She sneaked into the camp, without her father's permission, to bring her husband a gift of wine and companionship in bed. She mentions that her father, Senator Albinius, will be displeased if Glaber returns unfruitful in battle. The next morning, the Thracians discover that the Geti are launching a flank attack around the Roman encampment to assault the Thracian villages directly. To their dismay, Glaber announces intent to march east towards Mithridates, whilst the villages in the west are still under threat from the barbarians, breaking his word. Desperate to win his own battles, Glaber orders them into formation, but the Thracians refuse. Glaber attempts to force them to his will, but the Thracians resist, and Glaber is thrown from his horse and knocked unconscious, whilst his following of soldiers are slaughtered. The Thracians rush towards their home villages. Back near a village, Sura is picking fruit when a group of barbarians close in on her. She manages to fight one off with a rock to the head and defend herself with his sword before the remainder close in on her. Her husband comes to the rescue, and together they fight off the rest of them. After a moment's reunion, the two see their village in the distance, the buildings burning and screams resounding from it. They decide to flee into the wilderness. Husband and wife set up camp for the night and discuss what to do next. The man regrets ever leaving, and Sura is visibly shaken by the fate of their village, but they decide to flee south together, away from everything. The next morning, they awake, finding Claudius Glaber standing over them. The Thracian reaches for his sword, but soldiers quickly overpower him, grab Sura and whisk her away. Screaming, the soldiers beat him, on Glaber's order, who blames a man for his lack of good fortune. Half of Glaber's army has been slaughtered, and even recalled to Rome in disgrace. Glaber informs the Thracian. Sura is destined for slavery for his actions before knocking him out and sending him via ship to Capua with the other captured Thracians, including Drenus and Bizo. Glaber, once again in Capua with Ilithia, discusses the forthcoming games and a way to reclaim standing with her father, the Senator Albinius. In a presentation of the gladiators who will be performing in the games, in which Batiatus and Salonius both present their best, Glaber brings forth the Thracian prisoners and announces that they are to be executed in the arena, in hopes that the entertainment their deaths will provide might make up for him returning to Rome without a victory. The Thracian is next seen in the arena, watching Drenus battle against Arcadios. Though Drenus puts up a spirited fight, he is eventually slain by Arcadios, leaving the remaining Thracian prisoner to be executed. He is then handed to Gladius, and forced onto the floor of the arena to face the formidable gladiator. To his shock, 3 more gladiators from the house of Salonius enter the arena prepared to help execute him. The crowd is against the uneven odds, but the fight commences nevertheless. The gladiators initially have the advantage over the Thracian, and he suffers multiple wounds. As he lies on the sands, he sees Serpent on Arcadio's shield, and is reminded of Sura's dream. He remembers her words. Kill them all. This spurs him to attack, and he immediately kills Arcadios, finishing off the others one by one, having won the crowd support with his surprising victory. The crowd chants for him to live. Glaber can't allow him to live out his own pride, and wishes him dead. But he also craves the acceptance of Albinius, who must honor the crowd's wishes. Beatrius offers a solution, and buys the Thracian for his ludus, not expecting him to survive the training. Albinius asks Glaber what the man's name is, so he can announce their decision to the crowd. But Glaber never cared to ask it. Beatrius observes that the way he fights reminds him of the Thracian king of old. Spartacus he was called, says Beatrius. Albinius quickly announces the Thracian to the crowd, granting him life and naming him Spartacus. The crowd of the arena immediately starts, chanting Spartacus's new name, as he stares covered in blood, looking to Glaber.